The first thing you learn on an alien world is this: humor does not translate. The second thing you learn is that once words leave your mouth, you don't get to decide what they become. I learned both lessons on the same day, in front of more species than I could count, under a sky that wasn't mine. My name is Evan Mercer, logistics specialist for the Terran Coalition Expeditionary Corps. Not a diplomat. Not a hero. Just the guy who made sure supplies arrived where they were supposed to, when they were supposed to. If something broke, I found a way to fix it. If something went missing, I tracked it down. That's why I was on Carth Prime, the neutral convergence world where the Coalition met with the Varelian Compact, a powerful alien civilization known for their strict codes of honor, ritualized speech, and deeply binding social customs. Officially, I was there to oversee cargo transfers for the joint summit. Unofficially, I was there to stay quiet, stay invisible, and not offend anyone important. I failed spectacularly. The summit plaza was massive, carved from living stone that pulsed faintly with bioluminescence. Delegations from dozens of species stood in layered circles, each group separated by invisible social boundaries I barely understood. Translators hummed softly in the air, converting speech, tone, and even emotional subtext into something passable. I stood near the rear of the human delegation, hands clasped behind my back, trying not to stare. That's when I saw her. She wasn't royalty, at least not officially, but people moved out of her way without being told. She was Varelian, tall and lithe, her skin a deep iridescent blue that caught the light like polished metal. Thin silver markings traced her arms and neck, shifting subtly with her mood. Her eyes were bright gold, sharp and observant, missing nothing. Her name, I would later learn, was Tashira. At the time, she was simply the most striking being in the plaza. She approached our section with deliberate steps, flanked by 2 Varelian honor guards. The human ambassador stiffened slightly, then relaxed when she raised an open palm, a gesture of neutral intent. "I am Tashira of the 4th lineage," she said, her voice calm and resonant. "I am assigned to observe human operational practices." The ambassador smiled diplomatically. "We're honored. This is..." He gestured vaguely behind him, and somehow I became the one he pointed at. "This is Evan Mercer. He oversees logistical coordination." I blinked. "Thanks, sir." Tashira's gaze settled on me. Intense, but not unfriendly. "Then you are responsible for ensuring promises are kept," she said. "I try to be," I replied. Her silver markings flickered briefly. Amusement, maybe. Over the next few hours, she kept finding reasons to be near me, asking about supply chains, about human redundancy systems, about why we labeled containers even when we knew what was inside. "Humans assume failure," she observed. "We plan for it," I said. Big difference. She seemed to like that answer. As the formalities dragged on, the atmosphere loosened slightly. Smaller conversations broke out. Food was served, carefully selected to be safe across species. I found myself standing with Tashira near a decorative pillar, watching delegates argue quietly over trade clauses. "This gathering is tense," I said. She tilted her head. "Negotiation always is. It is how power tests sincerity." "On Earth," I said, "we usually test sincerity with sarcasm." Her eyes narrowed slightly. "Explain." "It's a joke," I said. "Usually." She studied me. "Your species hides truth inside humor." "Yeah," I admitted. "Sometimes even from ourselves." She considered that. Then, because I was tired, surrounded by aliens and operating on too little sleep, I said something stupid. "Well," I said with a half-smile, gesturing around us, "if things go wrong, I guess you can just tell everyone I belong to you. Might scare them off." I chuckled. Tashire did not. The silver markings on her skin flared bright white. She stepped forward, turning toward the center of the plaza, her posture straightening in a way that made every Varelian within sight go still. Before I could open my mouth to backtrack, she raised her voice. This man belongs to me. Silence crashed down like a physical force. Every conversation stopped. Every translator hummed louder for a split second, then went quiet. The Varelian guards snapped to attention. Human security shifted uneasily. My heart tried to escape my chest. Tashire, I hissed. That was a joke.
She didn't look at me.
In accordance with Varelian custom, she continued, voice clear and unwavering, I claim stewardship and protection over this human. The plaza erupted.
Shouts.
Rapid exchanges in half a dozen languages. The human ambassador spun toward me, eyes wide with a mixture of horror and disbelief. What did you do? He whispered. I made a joke, I whispered back. Apparently, a bad one. Varelian elders approached, their expressions severe. One of them addressed Tashire. You invoke an ancient declaration, the elder said. Do you understand its weight? I do, Tashire replied. He offered himself verbally. I accepted publicly. I did not offer myself. I blurted. She finally looked at me. You spoke words implying belonging, she said calmly. Among my people, such words are not casual. My legs felt weak. The elders turned their gaze to me. Human, one said. Do you deny the claim? Every instinct screamed yes. Deny it. Reject it. Run. But rejecting a claim in Varelian culture, I would soon learn, was considered a public insult, one that could escalate into diplomatic disaster. I didn't understand what I was saying. I said carefully, I meant no offense. The elder studied me for a long moment. Intent matters, he said, but impact matters more. The summit was suspended within minutes. I was escorted, not detained but not free, to a Varelian consultation chamber. Tashire walked beside me, unrestrained, unrepentant. What did that mean? I demanded as soon as the doors closed. You can't just claim people. She turned to face me fully. I can, she said. And now I have. I ran a hand through my hair. On Earth, that's not how relationships work. On Viral, she replied, words establish bonds. Your humor carries weight because it reveals desire without armor. That wasn't desire, I said. That was stress. Her markings dimmed slightly. Then the trial will reveal that. Trial? I croaked.
Yes, she said.
To determine whether the claim stands, transforms, or dissolves. The trial lasted 2 days. It wasn't a courtroom, but a resonance chamber, an ancient structure designed to evaluate emotional truth. Varelians believed lies disrupted natural energy patterns. Humans, it turned out, were complicated. The chamber responded to us both. When I spoke about my life, about being ordinary, about wanting stability, about using humor to deflect pressure, the chamber pulsed gently. When Tashire spoke about duty, about choosing her own path in a society bound by tradition, the light grew brighter. And when we stood together, answering questions about trust, intent, and autonomy, the chamber flared gold. The elders were unsettled. This was not coercion, one said, nor manipulation. It was alignment, another murmured. I stared at Tashire. You knew this might happen, didn't you? I suspected, she admitted. Your words carried sincerity beneath jest. You could have asked me, I said.